$1 million. How? I'm sorry, Doctor. I'm afraid that your time has run out. Don't bother. This island is noted for its secluded beaches.
I knew you'd find him. I wanted to be here when you did, so I followed you.
Well, your timing was perfect anyhow. Mrs. Radney, who's the beneficiary of your husband's insurance policy? Please don't load that gun, Mrs. Radney. And what was the value of that policy? $1 million? How long have you and Jerry been planning this?
Planning what?
Must have seemed like a great idea. Carter gets rid of his wife and your husband. And then the two of you split your husband's insurance. At least that's what Carter thought. But I suspect you were planning to kill him all along, weren't you?
I really don't know what you're talking about.
He said you were special. Very special. Shall we go?
Stay tuned for scenes from next week's Wednesday Movie of the Week.
Hey, what goes great with flapjack?
Log cabin!
Right. Old log cabin makes good syrups, about the best as anyone can. Whether regular or buttered, about the best brand in the land. Our log cabin's been making pancakes and waffles taste great for years. Folks love its old-fashioned hearty flavor. Get the Log Cabin brand. This old boy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, Mom!
As long as there are kids and winter, they're going to be colds. That's why there's children's aspirin and children's Sucrets.
Children's aspirin for aches and fever when needed, and many doctors recommend Sucrets. They're medicated for fast temporary relief of minor sore throat pain, and swallowing's easier.
Going in? My throat hurts a little.
As long as there are kids and winter, children's aspirin and children's Sucrets. I'm touched.
And this is for you, too. Joie de Fleur perfume.
I'm extra touched.
The FTD florist way, and that's the whole point. Now you can send flowers with the extra touch of beautiful gifts. And you can send them almost anywhere. So you see?
You are here.
And they are there.
You can reach out
and touch them with flowers.
The FTD
Florist way.
It's kind of funny, but if you're dressed the way I am right now in a dark sweater, you really don't worry so much about underarm wetness showing. But if you're dressed in a blouse like this, you worry a lot more about wetness. I know I do. That's why I use Arid Extra Dry, because Arid has something in it that not every spray has, aluminum chlorhydrate. It's what helps stop the wetness. I know it works for me, and I think it'll help you too. Use Arid every day, and you'll see why it's the #1 choice against wetness.
Next on Wednesday Movie of the Week.
This morning in Seattle, they take only diamonds. This afternoon in San Francisco,
Oh, no, darling.
This is a heist!
Diamonds again.
Play Dixie.
Someone on this bus knows about the heists.
Gig Young, Lee J. Cobb, the Great Ice ripoff. It's such a comfort to take the bus.
The farewell cruise of a grand old luxury liner becomes a voyage into terror when reporter Carl Kolchak tangles with a werewolf. Darren McGavin stars in Kolchak, the Night Stalker, Friday night at 10 o'clock here on ABC.
Hello, I'm Thornton Bradshaw, president of Atlantic Richfield Company. This is just one of the ideas sent to us about improving public transportation. We'll be sending out a certificate to everyone who submits an idea. And while we're pleased with the response so far, we're just not going to be happy till we've heard from everyone. So where's your idea on public transportation?
Send your ideas to Ideas, Box 30169, Los Angeles 90030.
This week at the Broadway, make a $4 purchase of any of these famous Almay hypoallergenic, unscented makeup and treatment products, and for just $4.50 more, we'll give you this Almay Beauty Decanter containing Almay blusher, eyeshadow, lip gloss, and moisturizer. Complete. Only $4.50 with a $4 or more Almay purchase at the Broadway.
Leo McElroy reports live from Long Beach. Nixon is critical but stable tonight, and police have a suspect in the thrill killing of an ice cream vendor. The full story's at 11.
See it on Channel 7 KABC TV, Los Angeles.
You take the girl.
I'm not gonna hurt you. We didn't do anything.
Somebody's gonna pay. You got my word on that? I mean, pay with his life.
Is she really a cop, bro?
That's what it says.
They sure do package him nice in the big city, huh?
Why don't you go back to L.A.? Might find the smog a whole lot healthier for you.
Is that a medical opinion?
No, but it might save your life.
Get Christy Love. Get Christy Love. What a face, just take her walk. Get Christy Love. If it's trouble, she's your girl. Get Christy Love. Get Christy Love. Get Christy Love. When things are tough, get Christy Love. Take our advice if it gets rough, get Christy Love. Get Christy Love. Get Christy Love.
She's a cop? Oh, yeah.
You're under arrest, sugar. This guitar is part of my life. Just the way lots of beautiful things are. Like men. See the way my mind works? Music and good-looking guys. Those men better smell good-looking, too. I like them best when they wear English leather. English leather's like a beautiful folk sound to me. Fresh and honest. So all my men wear English leather. Or they wear nothing at all.
English Leather Aftershave Cologne and gift sets.
Meet Susan Blakely.
Clothes are very important to me, and I take special care of mine. I do my fine washables in Woolite, because I know Woolite's safe. For my bright-colored dresses, or today's terrific sweaters, Woolite in cold water safely soak fine washables clean in 3 minutes, without shrinking, stretching, or fading. And when clothes look and feel this nice, you feel beautiful in them.
Woolite safely soaks fine washables clean without shrinking, stretching, or fading.
Good morning.
Hi. Can I help you?
Are you the sheriff?
Yep, that's me. Burl Taggart.
I'm Investigator Love, LAPD.
Is she really a cop, Burl?
That's what it says.
Well, they sure do package them nice in the big city, huh?
What can I do for you?
I was told you were holding a prisoner by the name of Myrna James.
Yeah, we brought her in last night.
What's the charge?
Impersonating a magician. No. Ben Morgan, owner of the Starlight Lounge, found her trying to make $50 disappear from his cash register. What's the interest anyway?
Well, Myrna's a material witness in a murder case in Los Angeles. I have a subpoena from our district attorney.
Well, I'm afraid that won't do you much good now.
Well, I can arrange for extradition once she testifies.
No, you'll have to take that up with Judge Holland, not me.
Well, where can I find him?
Judge goes fishing every Wednesday. Right now, I'd say he's 30 miles out to sea.
Oh, guess I'll just have to wait for him, won't I?
It's all right. Suit yourself.
Do you mind if I speak with the prisoner?
No, you can't. Well, Yeah, Sheriff Taggart. What? Where? Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll be out there.
There comes a time in every man's life when he has to put a little money into his home. At a time like that, your bank should be Security Pacific Bank. After all, if you trust us with your money, why shouldn't we trust you with ours? It's nearly that simple at Security Pacific Bank.
Something special, something special.
After 5 years as an international bestseller, it comes to the screen. Steve McQueen, Dustin Hoffman, Papillon, the greatest adventure of escape ever filmed. Rated PG.
See Papillon, now playing at theaters and drive-ins citywide. Check newspapers for theaters nearest you. KNBC, Los Angeles. Weekend news service for Saturday, April 6th, with Marianne Mascary, Pat Downey, and Don Harris.
Good evening. An impromptu summit conference of sorts is underway in Paris. President Nixon is right in the middle of it. Earlier today, Mr. Nixon talked with British Prime Minister Wilson and West German Chancellor Brandt. Tomorrow, he meets with Soviet President Podgorny and Japanese Premier Tanaka. What brought these world leaders to Paris was the memorial service today for the late French President, Georges Pompidou.
Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, leaders or representatives from more than 80 countries all over the world met this morning to pay their final respects to the late President of France, Georges Pompidou. Generals mixed with kings, and kings mixed with communists. President Nicolas Podgorny led the delegation from the Soviet Union, and the President of East Germany attended, the first time he's ever been in France. President Nixon came, as he had for the funeral of Charles de Gaulle in 1970. Whatever their political differences, Nixon had admired both de Gaulle and Pompidou. Before the Requiem Mass, the choir sang a Gregorian chant, the prayers Pompidou had most admired in the Catholic service. During the service, Nixon sat quietly, except when Willy Brandt of West Germany tapped him on the shoulder, then leaned over to shake hands. The Requiem Mass was solemn, simple, and short. When it was over, President Nixon walked out of the cathedral and into a conversation with President Podgorny. This almost casual sidewalk chat was the start of a busy day for President Nixon. Lloyd Dobbins, NBC News, Paris.
After tomorrow's meetings, the president is scheduled to fly back to Washington.
First, the tornadoes, now another tragedy in Xenia, Ohio. Today, 4 National Guardsmen sought shelter in one of the few stores left standing in town. The building caught fire, killed 2 persons and injured 2 others. 35 people died in Xenia when those tornadoes hit earlier this week. In Jasper, Alabama, there was no loss of life from the tornadoes, but recovery is still a long ways off.
The tornado struck the center of the downtown area. No one was killed and only a few people were injured. But the city was left with the massive task of putting itself back together.
Gentlemen, we're gathered here today to try to coordinate some efforts to rebuild Jasper, which was virtually destroyed, the downtown business section.
The city and Chamber of Commerce officials are asking state and federal representatives to help in the reconstruction effort. The city knows it needs all the help it can get. Hundreds of relief workers and citizens have begun the job of clearing away the debris left by the tornado. Jasper has been without electricity or telephone service. This weekend, utility workers are trying to get the phones and lights turned on again. Getting the local government running is going to take longer. The tornado demolished some public buildings and damaged others beyond repair. The jail probably will have to be torn down, and so will the county courthouse. The total damage in Jasper has been estimated at more than $100 million, a rough estimate.
There's no telling the damage is done until we can get farther in to see. But it's the biggest disaster that we've ever had in Walker County. I've lived here all my life, but the Lord has blessed us, and this is the first anything like this has ever happened. We can rebuild buildings, but we can't rebuild a body. The people is willing and ready to start building back. And I think that the downtown will all be built back.
The weather may have been cruel to the Midwest. It was our time to have a beautiful, gentle day, beautiful by any standards, by any point of comparison. Sunny. Temperatures up to 75 downtown today, right now to 63 at the Civic Center. Up to 80 degrees tomorrow in the high deserts, 85 in the low deserts, 86 in Palm Springs and sunny, 60 degrees in the mountains. Skiing in the local areas is pretty poor. The season is just about over, but up at Mammoth, they're still reporting good conditions, just fair conditions at nearby June Mountain. 69 up San Francisco way with fair skies, a balmy 74 in St. Louis. It's spring there, partly cloudy. At home tomorrow, temperatures up to 75 degrees, overnight low of 55, sun all over the place, I imagine, and just about another disgustingly beautiful day.
It happens every hour on the half hour in Los Angeles. It happens every hour on the hour in San Francisco. It happens even more often at peak periods. PSA, the unofficial state bird of California, flies between the two cities hour after hour after hour. Nothing cuckoo about that.
Harry, when I talked to this neighborhood loan consultant, you're sure there's no obligation? None. I'll get a good deal. Home Savings is the leading lender among all associations in housing, apartment houses, selected commercial or industrial properties. Does that tell you something? Sure does. And you? For your real estate loan, just call any office of Home Savings and Loan Association, an equal housing lender, the leading lender.
Does your family need parent-child counseling? Info's West Valley Counseling Center gives confidential help with your problems.
Thousands of rock music lovers are on their way home now from the Ontario Motor Speedway. The traffic around there is a mess. The day and the evening were spent listening to big-name rock bands. The whole show was dubbed the California Jam. The jamming started with parking lots that overflowed into nearby vineyards. Attendance estimates run as high as 250,000. Despite the crowds, there were no serious disorders. The only serious problems were too little water, too few restrooms, and not enough first aid stations. Asked why he would go through all that, one fan explained, if you can party all day and party all night, why not? Besides partying, it was also fairly easy to buy gasoline in Southern California today. Auto Club spokesmen say 89% of the area's gas stations were open for business today. Tomorrow, about 22% will be open.
Senator Laurel Weicker claims that there's still another White House list. Weicker says this list has 50 celebrities on it whose secret IRS files were looked into by the White House. And among those said to be included, Governor Ronald Reagan, who refused comment on the report. Governor Reagan may not want his job as governor any longer, but there are plenty of Democrats who are anxious to take it over. Tom Pettit has that report.
Reagan got into office by beating Governor Edmund G. Brown in 1966. Now, Edmund G. Brown, Jr. is the leading Democratic candidate to succeed Reagan. He is currently Secretary of State. He is usually called Jerry, not to be confused with his father, who is usually called Pat, although many voters do think Jr. is Senior. Senior is not running. Jerry Brown has 17 opponents.
Joe Alioto of San Francisco has run one of the most effective local offices in the country in a great city, done it well. He's respected across the country for having done that. The mayors know that. A lot of other people do, too. He brings those qualities to the state, and I think he'd be a great governor of California.
We have a tremendous amount of petroleum and gas, uranium and coal in this country. The fact is, they haven't been doing what they need to do in this country to provide our citizens. They've been in Europe. They've been providing them because they make more profit. That's what it's all about.
Moretti is State Assembly Speaker.
And then there's the individual Democrat, William Matson Roth.
Roth is a San Francisco millionaire.
The Herb Half campaign for governor has been called the most exciting campaign in California's history. I'd like you to find out why. I'd like you to see what we're doing.
Herb Half is an attorney.
Can do a lot.
The commercials for Congressman Jerome Waldy have not yet appeared on television, which is very important in California politics. The last of the main candidates is Baxter Ward, a Los Angeles County supervisor, who has a high recognition factor from his days as a television anchorman.
California is not a springboard.
60% of the voters are undecided, and most are unexcited. Moretti, Alioto, and Waldy are known, but negatively. Roth is becoming known favorably. At this stage of the campaign, the most popular name is Edmund G. Brown. And even if voters aren't sure whether it's junior or senior, may not even matter. Tom Pettit, NBC News, Sacramento, California.
Good morning, Walter. Glorious day to be alive, isn't it?
Oh, Jonathan, come home quickly. I miss you already.
The Volvo 164 provides the luxuries people of wealth consider necessities. Seats that let them sit on leather, air conditioning, power steering, and since the rich do travel in fast circles, an aggressive 3-liter fuel-injected engine. But above all else, the 164 is the first luxury car built like a Volvo. And out in the real world, you need all the Volvo you can get. The Volvo 164, a civilized car built for an uncivilized world.
Welcome to Busch Gardens.
Hey, it's the friendly eagle.
How would you like to experience a world of difference at Busch Gardens?
Busch Gardens, it's a world of beauty, talent, excitement,
This is quite a ride.
laughter, all in one place. A different experience you won't want to miss.
Come to Busch Gardens. Experience a world of difference.